Well, I want to thank you guys first for coming onto the call and joining us. We're excited to have you. I'm Samaya. I am one of Developing Kids Youth Services Coordinators for 8th through 12th grade. And tonight, of course, we're having Black and Educated. I thought it would be a good idea to do this for Black History Month because Black History is now what you guys are doing right now in school or whatever your dreams or your passions are you're pursuing. I think it's really important. I think it's definitely important for you guys to hear from our alumni and people who are just a little bit older than you to give you guys some insight. So I appreciate you for being here and we're excited to get the conversation and everything going. But before we get started, I do just want to cover some norms. I want to make sure that throughout the conversation, as we're all sharing our opinions and our experiences, that everyone is respectful. We're not speaking over each other and we're most definitely respectful of everybody's different perspectives. We're not here to prove any particular points. We're just here to share experiences and just enjoy our time together on the call. If it's okay, Keon, could you be the first alumni to introduce yourself and just cover these 3 points?
It would be a pleasure.
Gotcha.
So how y'all doing? As y'all know, my name is Keon. I've been a part of DK since I was 9. I actually went to Detroit Leadership Academy High School. The school that I attend right now is Oakland University, and I'm currently in my 3rd year as a junior. I'm majoring in human resources development, and I'm minoring in criminal justice. And my favorite DK memory is probably when we spray the kids with the water guns, well, the spray bottles when they at the park during the summertime.
Got you. Thank you, Keon. And could the next person to share be Odili, please?
Hello, everyone. My name is Odili Chukwu Anwudiwe, but my actual name that people call me is Odili. And I went to Renaissance High School. Renaissance High School. And after that, for college, I went to Michigan State University. And I majored in international relations and international business. And then I already graduated though. So I graduated 2 years ago. And then favorite DK memory and year. My favorite DK memory, well, I was actually, I guess a fun fact, some people know this, but those of you guys that are younger don't know this, but I was actually the very first Developing Kids class. So I'm a pioneer student. There's 5 of us. And that one classroom. My favorite memory was when Mrs. Kim brought us some fried chicken wings, and it was probably the best chicken wings I ever had to this day. And so it was pretty cool. It was a good memory, and my sister and I, we've definitely grown in this program for a very long time. So good seeing all of y'all.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Arzane, could you share, please?
Hey everybody, I'm Arzane. I went to Cody High School. I graduated in 2014. I graduated from Michigan State University in 2019. My degree was in interdisciplinary studies. I went to school to be a teacher. I do want to be in school administration. One of my favorite DK memories. I love doing all the programs, especially the Halloween program, and especially all the college workshops and stuff. Those are some of my best memories too.
Thank you for sharing. Next, can I have Malik share his intro?
Hello, everyone. As y'all know, my name is Malik. I went to high school at University Prep High School. I currently attend Wilberforce University. I am in my freshman year, majoring in mass communications. And my favorite DK memory is just coming every day and destiny getting us to interact with one another.
Okay, and then Tiffany, could you share?
I'm Tiffany. I went to K.I.D.S for high school, Eastern Michigan for my undergrad, where my major was clinical psychology with a minor in communication. I'm currently at Wayne State with a master's in applied behavior analysis. My favorite DK memory will probably be when we took the 6th through 8th graders downtown and we were just playing in the water on the Detroit River.
Thank you. Is Jalen available to share his intro?
Yep, I can go. My name is Jalen Williams. I'm a 4th year student at Western Michigan University, majoring in journalism, and my minor is nonprofit management. And I attended Salem High School, and I'm currently going to Western. And my favorite DK memory is probably going to Cedar Point last year. That was a lot of fun. And doing the camp songs. I actually like the camp songs.
Jalen, what's your favorite camp song? I'm curious to know.
You said what?
I just want to know your favorite camp song.
Oh, the Moose.
Of course. Okay.
last one for our introductions is going to be Alana.
It's Elena, but
I'm sorry.
my name is Elena Wilson. I graduated. I go to Grambling State University. I'm a junior, and my major is social work. I graduated from Detroit School of Arts, and I was a dance major. And my favorite DK memory would have to be my first summer working with DK as their dance instructor, and the showcase was my favorite memory, I would say.
Okay, thank you guys for sharing. And then we're going to open up the floor for questions from you guys as the audience. And of course, we have some questions that we want to ask the panelists as well. Was there anything in particular you guys wanted to ask someone before we get into questioning?
I had a question. This goes off for like the whole like everyone. Did y'all ever think about changing y'all major like multiple times?
Absolutely. When I first got to college, I wanted to be a doctor. And I took AP Bio in high school, but honestly, I was skating and cheating through that class. I'm gonna put myself out there. So they assumed that I was a lot smarter than what I was, and that class was hard. Me and all my friends failed, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do this anymore." And I changed it to psychology, but it was for the best. I don't think I would do well in the healthcare field. So, but yeah, don't let that discourage you. And I also changed my major because I was partying. I wasn't studying. I was partying, and that's why it was really hard. But that's another story.
Thank
But
you.
yeah,
Oh my God! Okay.
We appreciate that. That's real. That's real.
I changed my major a couple times. I went from apparel and textile design because when I was in at Don Bosco with DK and everything, I was doing like all the creative stuff. So I thought that that's what I wanted to do, but I realized that I kind of like the teaching part about it. So that's when I switched my major to education. A couple years went by in school, and I'm like, I kind of don't want to teach no more. So I switched it to like a social sciences and stuff like that, to where I can do teaching if I wanted to, but it's really like a social science, so I can do like other things. So I'll try to find something that I could do multiple things with when I graduate. So that's why I switched mine a couple times.
I also switched my major. I came into college trying to go into physical therapy because I played basketball and I love helping people. But then when I went to the convention for it, it didn't spike my interest. So I ended up going undecided. And I ended up picking up HRD because I've been around HRD like all my life for real. And then it's like you incorporating helping people, you building relationships. And then I also want to say, like, just because you go undecided, that's not always a bad thing. You always try to fill out other, situations before you actually, go into them. So undecided is always a good thing too. It's not just a bad thing.
Kenya, I have a question for you. You said you decided to go with HRB. Can you explain what that is?
So human resource development has a lot to do with HR. So working in corporations, making sure they abiding by like ethical, non-ethical relationships with their customers. So basically creating an environment where, everybody is treated equally and fairly, because, and also setting people up for opportunities to actually, get jobs, opportunities and stuff like that. And then just like the public relationships and like in all, like being around people, interacting, learning how to build as a team and stuff like that. So that's basically what HRD is surrounded around. Planning, making sure that the company is staying afloat and stuff like that. So that's kind of what.
Proud of you, Keon.
Yes.
I see some of my OGs in here. I'm like, I was a kid when they was a worker. So it's like, to see the generations, building up. So that's crazy,
Ooh, I was a neighbor, remember.
Right.
I was terrible. So if y'all need any advice, like a turnaround, y'all can speak to me, because man, I've been through it all. But you see.
He still gets in trouble with me every now and then.
I just wanted to add, Ms. Toy mentioned it in the chat, but there are other alumni on the call. We see Tyler, Serena also joined. And if you guys want or can, we appreciate your input too. But yes, it's definitely a bunch of OGs on the call, like they just said.
I think we just missed one question in the chat from Angel, and her question was, what has been a highlight of everyone's college experience so far?
One of my biggest highlights was joining the Black Student Alliance. And I know we're talking about like Black History Month and stuff like that, but being a part of the main Black student organization on campus, like in a white school, a predominantly white school, was like one of the best experiences ever. Got to do it, like mess with a lot of policies, and I was the person that I was the liaison for the Black Student Alliance within the entire Michigan State University government. So I had to speak for everybody when I was going to these meetings and stuff like that. So that was like one of the best experiences for me. And also like joining sorority, like joining Zeta Phi Beta. That was pretty cool. That was a good experience for me too.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to add on to that part of Arzane saying she was in the Black club at her predominantly white school. That's really something that's important, especially not only just to be involved and to see people like you, but to definitely, I don't know, it helps you to feel, I don't know, you don't feel so lost and alone when you are a Black student at a PWI. So if you are going to consider a PWI, I definitely recommend joining some Black clubs. I think Yaz was asking, how did it feel to live where your college was? So maybe how was living on campus or living in a college town?
I didn't really, Ypsilanti wasn't really a college town. It was like you had, like, this is Ypsilanti, you had college town, ghetto. It was very wild. But living on campus was honestly like the highlight. But yeah, that was the highlight, was living on campus and just being around like-minded people. And like our Janae was saying, finding other Black people or other people of color to be around, just not necessarily clicking up, but clicking up, to be the minority at your university was pretty fun.
Yeah, to add on what Tiffany was saying, it also like builds some independence in a way, because you ain't got your parents wake you up in the morning saying like you got to go to school, oh, you got class and stuff like that, or you got these assignments due. Everything is kind of structured on your schedule. So you got to make sure time management is one of the things that you're taking care of, because it's real big in college.
Yeah. And I can say, to add on, so I go to school 15 hours away from Detroit. So my freshman year was really hard for me. Like it was, I got homesick, but I enjoyed it. But so my freshman year, I stayed on campus, and then it was really fun. But then I was homesick and I was missing home, and I was just going through a lot. But my school, since it's the HBCU, they were more like family than like my teachers and administration. They really like looked out and really tried to like make sure that everybody was okay. And then now coming back, because I didn't go my sophomore year, I stayed home and because of quarantine, and I did online. And now I'm here with an apartment, and it's just different. Like living off campus and living in the country, because I go to school in Louisiana. It's so like you really have, if you want to go to school far away from home, like really, really far away from home, you really have to mentally prepare yourself, because it like the way things are and how things are operated are just totally different from the city. Like things are a little slower down here than it is in Detroit. Like it's totally different how people talk to you. And it was so hard my freshman year to just adapt to that and understand like their slang is just different. Like it felt like I was really like a foreign language. Like they would say certain things I just didn't understand. I would like, and then their accents was thick, and I'm like, okay. And then since I am from the city, a lot of them really thought I was really aggressive, in that I was just like this hard person, but I wasn't. In actuality, this is how I talk. But to them, they just took it totally different. So location really plays a part into where you want to go to school. So like try to really invest in like knowing where you want to be at. Like knowing if you want to be in the country, you got to understand that you're really going to be in the country, and that it's not going to be like the city at all. Like you have to adapt to their ways and understand their slang, and just know that it's so different from home. Like it's just adjusting, but you will adjust. It's not that hard. Like it will get easier. You will have people are going to gravitate towards you and make you feel more like home. You're going to have a family away from home, and it's all gonna work out though.
I had a good time on campus when I was living there. Like Michigan State campus is like luxury compared to a lot of schools. But it was okay. Like, all of that, the food, the where I was living was okay. But the relationships that I made with the people that lived in like my area and all that was top notch. Like I'm still friends with a lot of those people to this day and stuff like that. So like building those relationships with those people and stuff was like one of the best experiences too, about living on campus. When you live in like off campus and stuff like that, you don't really have that. You can't really interact with a lot of people and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, like you'll see people like hanging out in like the area where you study and stuff like that. So now you meeting people who do the same classes and stuff like that with you, and just different stuff going on.
Yeah, I went to I went to school with her too, in Michigan State. Go Green. But and so
Right.
I was
Right.
on campus. It's just like you're in your own little city. It's like a city for that school. You have places to go print paper. You have places to go and eat. You have places to sleep. You have a place to to hang out with friends. And you have class. So it's like you're in your own little world. And I would say like living on campus is actually pretty cool because I would say that's the place where you really make your friends. Like your friends that you will like have like forever. You make them when you're living on campus. And typically it's people that live like on your floor, or in your building because you see them every day. So I would say like it's crucial to live on campus like your first 2 years minimum, because you will start building that rapport that you need. Not only that, it's cheaper. You got your cafeteria, and most of y'all will have your cafeteria passes, to go, to eat endless food. So you have that, you got your classes is there, your friends are there, like, the gym is there if you guys go to a certain school, but the gym is on campus too. So like you start to have, a good time with and build some strong relationships with people. So that's my answer on that. And I had a blast when I was on campus, a lot of nice college parties happened there. So it was cool.
But thank you guys for answering. Talia just asked, is it hard moving out of state, the country, or city to go to a different school? Like, was it a challenge initially just doing it?
So my situation was totally different. Like I found out that like I was stressing Miss Toy and Miss Kim out my senior year. And like I was because I did not know what school I was going to. I found out I had to move into to Grambling the week I got accepted to the school. Like everything was so last minute. I didn't have housing. Literally, it was just God working his way. Like it can be hard if you make it hard, but it's like you can't focus on that because there's gonna be so much going on. It's gonna be so you're really gonna be like a kid in the candy factory. Like it's like you're gonna be so excited that you're gonna leave, but it's gonna be so much happening all at once that you have to take the time to process everything. Because if you don't process everything that's happening, because I didn't, because I found out I had to leave that week, and I got homesick like a month later because I was enjoying myself, and then I had to realize like I miss home. I didn't get a chance to properly leave, be like, okay, I have to leave home and be away from my family for this long and be 15 hours away. Like I can't visit. I have to, so it was like, it is hard, but God really, he took away all the pressure. Like if you believe, you got to really during all times, but especially during that time, that is something that you have to be praying. Prayer is what helped me throughout that whole process. God brought my mentors to me to help me. Because Miss Toy, Miss Kim, and I forgot the lady y'all brought in. She was a lawyer and she worked at UAD, but
Angela.
She helped a lot too. So it's all about your resources. Like you have all the help, you just gotta reach out and don't be afraid to get it because everybody will really help. They will sit down with you and actually walk you through it. So just you will have all the resources you need. Is just going out and branching out and getting it. It's not gonna be just you doing all the work. You have so many people that can help you with it.
Thank you.
Marina.
Got your hand raised.
Hi, I'm sorry. I was just gonna be a guest because I'm running around. But moving out of state is awesome in my opinion, and y'all are making it sound super scary. So don't do that to people because it is difficult, but it's a really amazing thing. to be on your own for the first time. Like I was accepted to Howard, but I didn't want to go there because my sister was there. And I was like, I've been LaTrust's little sister all my life. I don't want to do that for the next 4 years. And by going out on my own, I was just really able to figure out my own personality, because it was no more of just like, oh yeah, her friends become my friends and things like that. But when you're on your own and away from home, it's difficult, but you end up doing things you never would have had to do before because you're put in a new position. You gain all this responsibility. And when I tell you, you get some life skills and you get around other people and you're like, how you don't know how to do this? Because they've never lived away from home and they've never done that. And so you so far ahead of the game and you don't even know it at a very young age. And it's true, there are a lot of challenges, but it's so much fun. And so you also have to be responsible, because I was in New Orleans. Y'all know it's Mardi Gras party city. And so many of my classmates dropped our freshman year because they got too caught up in the city. You have to be on yourself because there are some great, fun, amazing things around you, but you also have to be disciplined. And that's why, again, it's so amazing, because you just expose yourself to so many challenges that you never would have expected or encountered if you had stayed back home. But I'm gonna go back to being a guest. That was it. Moving away from home is awesome. That's it.
Thank you,
Love you,
Serena.
Rena.
Okay. So Yas asked the question. I was told that out-of-state school costs a lot of money. Is that true?
So it does cost a lot, but you have so many resources and there's so many other, like, when you get into the school, they have scholarships for you. Like my freshman year, I took out a loan, but after that, I haven't had to take out any other loan. Like it's affordable. And how my school do it, like at Grambling, we if you have a 2.5, you can get in-state tuition. So so if you have a 2.5, you can get in-state tuition. You just have to maintain that. And now already the school, the alumni chapter gave me a scholarship, and just applying for scholarships, and DK has scholarships for you. So it just depends. Like, cause my sister goes to NCAT, North Carolina A&T, and it's expensive there, but at my HBCU, it's not that expensive. So.
And I was just gonna, oh, I'm sorry, who I cut off.
Oh, go ahead, Jayla. Thank you.
No, I was just gonna say, make sure y'all use Jada as a resource. Like, she is there for a reason. In the weekly or in the monthly newsletters, it's like scholarships and all type of stuff. Like, just little stuff that you can slowly build. So make sure y'all look at those newsletters and any emails that Jada or Tyrone or anybody on the team does, float your way, because, a little bit does help.
Yes, and if you do look in the chat, everybody's saying you can find the money, and that's something I can definitely attest to. And making those connections in high school, I found out about a full ride scholarship that I got from school because I went to the office to talk to one of the advisors. She was brand new, my first day meeting her, and she was able to help me so much. And that's been how I've been paying for school. So you kind of got to reach out to different people, look online. There's so many scholarships. Be careful, because there are like fishy ones, and they're not. If they sound too good to be true, it probably is. But they're definitely out there. You just got to put in the work to find them.
Yeah, with that too, y'all got the opportunity to get the scholarship money right now. I see, like, y'all in high school, so a good GPA. Y'all know sticking to y'all grades and studying and stuff and getting a good SAT score can help out a lot too. Because that was my situation. Like, I got majority of my money from financial aid through scholarship money from my high school. So if you already building that foundation now, it can help you out throughout the years as you progress.
Yeah, like what they said, I definitely, whatever they said times 10, because like even me, like if you have good grades while you're in high school, and if your parents make quote unquote, like poverty level, like if they're in an economically disadvantaged community, then you are already winning. Like, I mean, like your opportunities in life are endless, honestly, because like it's you pretty much like capitalizing on Black privilege, essentially, right? We have these grants that are just because of the predicaments that we're born in. We literally have grants for that. And so I was blessed to be able to go to school free of charge. And I had refund checks coming in every semester. So I had $5,000 getting into my account each semester, $10K a year. So I was getting paid to go to school, And so not even that, like based on the college you choose to, look at their study abroad programs, because, I studied abroad 3 times and it was paid for fully. So I went to a different country 3 times while I was in college, paid in full. And I had a stipend while I was there. So you get paid to travel the world. And so these scholarships is no joke. You need to apply for them. I'm actually, I want Miss Kim and all to be on you guys, like for this next remaining year, because like the college you go to and like not having debt when you graduate it will literally set you up for life, like in ways unimaginable. You know, your friends is paying off their loans while you can, you know, put a down payment on a house because you don't have any loans. You know, it's so important, you know, and you already have a good credit too. So that can even elevate your life times 10. So nah, scholarships should be your number one priority on top of grades too, like hand in hand, because you qualify for all of them by kind of like by default. You know, they target individuals who are from Detroit and, you know, and less developed communities. So I definitely, if one thing I took away from this thing today, scholarships is a must. Like it's not even optional. It's a must. You just throwing away free money right there, not by not applying for them. So that's all.
Thank you. Yaz, you have a question?
Yeah, she said she went to like a lot of countries. Like, which ones? I was really like, my face was like really like, what countries? So and then you said they paid you to go?
Yeah,
like I heard that. I was like, what?
Yeah, Cape Town, South Africa, Sri Lanka, and also what's it called? Huataco, Mexico. Yeah, Oaxaca, Mexico. So those are the three countries: Mexico, Sri Lanka, and also Cape Town, South Africa. That was for a whole semester.
And study. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm cutting people off.
No, go ahead.
You're good.
But
that's my fault. I didn't man.
No, you're all right. To speak on the study abroad, what she was talking about, I'm applying for and what Ms. Kim said, concentrate on passports and possibilities. And even with that, a lot of schools offer that you can get your passport at school for a cheaper price.
Yeah.
And it comes for time span. So make sure that y'all, have everything lined up and do it early. I'm doing mine because I'm trying to go in the summertime. And so I'm doing mine, trying to get it all done and out the way now. So the summer come around and I just go. So just make sure that y'all are doing everything early and just go to the office. Like I think it's different if you call it looking online, get something concrete and physical and go to the office and say, okay, y'all literally have to hand me the scholarship and you know what I'm saying, go get something concrete so they can help you out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say this in a way that don't sound bad. If you go to a school because they're giving you money, you're not gonna be happy. You need to actually go to a school that matches your personality, or what I'm saying, is good for you. Don't go because they gave me a full ride, so I should probably go there. No, because the money is truly, like they keep saying, and it's the truth. And I wasn't really listening to it that much when I was in school and all that. Money is really out there for real. It really is. And so, like I said, like just don't go to school based off of how much money they're giving you. Like actually put in the work to get the money so that you can use it at whatever school that you want to use it at. That whatever school aligns with you. Also, do the work when you get there. Get to the school to keep those scholarships. I'm attesting to my personal experience. My first year, I did not do so well as far as grades go. It was a big culture shock. I thought I was doing the thing in high school, like 3.9, the thing I'm doing it. But when I get there and it's a different experience for me, my grades was not it. So I ended up losing the scholarship based off of that. That is one of the things that I do regret, because that when you lose a scholarship, then you got to fight for more, or you have to you can get loans and stuff like that. But like I said, when you get there, put in the work to keep those scholarships, so that you can do study abroad and everything like that too. But yeah, that's just what.
One of the questions up here has said
Wait a minute, Keon. Wait a minute. I have to play devil's advocate, because y'all talking about not going to schools that give you the money. And I'm going to tell you, that's exactly what I did. I went where they gave me the most money. I ain't paid for nothing in my undergrad. I had stipends. I had refund checks, but I kind of fell into that. Now, I'm not going to discourage, go do your research. Make sure that you're going to go to a school that can actually cater to your needs. Make sure that you're going to go somewhere that you're going to enjoy. But at the end of the day, your experience can 100% be what you make it. If you decide like, oh, I don't have any friends, go make some friends. Oh, I don't know anybody, go meet somebody. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, go talk to your advisor. Because that's what I did. I like figured my way out, and I ended up in like a 10 out of 10 field. Like my growing, and it all happened by chance. And it kind of goes back to what Elena said, because I'm a praying woman and I pray a lot. And God truly, he just kind of puppeteered me through my life. But, you know, that's just my story. But I don't want to discourage you from going to a school that gives you a lot of money, because sometimes these scholarships, it's a lot of scholarships out here, but sometimes they're not as easy to find as they kind of seem if you don't have the resources. Like when I was going to school, I didn't have a lot of resources, but I wasn't really looking for that because I had my scholarship when I was in 8th grade. And they was like, here you go, yo. It was like a program that they did that they don't do anymore. But yeah, that was just my little soapbox note, is to make your own decision. But if a school is giving you money, I would look into them. Like, don't just go straight there like, oh, they gave me a check, I'm out. Make sure that they can cater to what you need. But don't go dissing them because they're giving you a lot of money. That's all.
Okay. I just want to back up and go to some questions that we missed in the chat. One of them was, what made you choose a HBCU over a PWI or vice versa?
Can I go? So with me, it was my freshman year in high school. I went to a all-white Catholic school, and that did it for me. That experience, me not feeling as welcome, I couldn't even be my 100% self. I had to alter the way I spoke, and I had to die down my personality a little bit. Like, it wasn't even like my white peers were making me, like, forcing me to do that. It was just, I naturally just didn't feel comfortable. And if I was going to spend 4 years away from home, I wanted to be comfortable. And I'm pro-Black. I love Black people. I'm like, I'd rather just have all Black teachers, you know, even though all my professors are not Black, but I have a good amount of Black professors. And not saying that PWIs don't have Black professors, but how my experience at my HBCU, the administration is more like a family oriented. And I know, because my sister goes to U of M, and her experience is totally different from mine. Like, my first welcome week, how welcoming they were to my family, how the dean like set aside time to meet with my parents and meet with me. And it was just like, I knew I had to be there. I knew it was like, and since I had experience at an all-white school in high school, I didn't want to do that. If I had the choice and I was gonna put my money into something, I'd rather do it to an all-Black institution instead of just to a PWI. That's just me and my personal beliefs, and I'm not bashing any other. Like, PWIs, they're good, and there's nothing wrong with that. But HBCUs, I believe that every Black student should go to HBCU, only because have that HBCU college experience is just totally different from any other college experience that you would get. And there's so much history within our school that we learn about ourselves, and just, I don't know, this is an amazing experience for me. And that's why I'm gonna always be pro HBCUs and ride on my HBCU, because I love the experience. I feel okay, so for example, my dad passed away last semester, and it was really hard for me. And I was so alone, but my professors was reaching out to me, you know, my teachers, my administration, like, everybody was just so like hands-on with making sure I was okay and making sure that I got through and passed last semester. So it was like, the help I got, I'm not saying you can't get that help at a PWI, but I just know at my sister's PWI, she didn't get that. You know what I mean? It was harder for her. They made it harder for her. But that's just her experience with that. And so I was just blessed, and I just thank God that they were working with me. And it was like they wanted to work. They wanted to see me succeed. And it wasn't like I was just another number another student. It wasn't like that. They knew me. They took the time to get to know me personally. They went out of their way for me. And I'm just extremely blessed about it, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have passed last semester, because I was not. After my dad passed away, I was not. But my HBCU is what helped me get through that. So.
Thank you for sharing. Did anybody else want to answer that question? If not,
I'm pretty sure like most people who went to PWI will say that they went to Like I wish that I went to HBCU. I could just tell, like I could see it, and I got friends who go to HBCUs and stuff like that. I could see the difference. Like it's a big difference.
Yeah.
And like socially and like academically, even finding jobs on campus and stuff like that, it's just different. It's completely different. It's like when you go to PWI, you literally competing with, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much white people. Like you pretty much competing with white people. It's white people and then there's other. That's what it seemed like, you know. So you got to work just a little bit harder at PWI as a Black person or a person of color to get by and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would definitely.
I do agree with that. Me actually going to a PWI, I actually can say a couple good things about experiencing the PWI. It do actually make you also like kind of get out of your comfort zone, but in a way it makes you more diverse. Cause before I even came to Oakland, I really wasn't comfortable around other ethnicities, really being myself outside of my culture. So it was really a culture shock for me just seeing like other people from different ethnicities and different cultures experience their experiences, and me actually having friends that's from different ethnicities and I'm sharing their culture with them. So you get a lot out of it, but it also takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of networking, because I agree, HBCUs do take care of our people, but also it's up to you to take care of your business too. So you got to make sure that you're connecting yourself with the right individuals and making sure that you surround yourself around people that want to succeed just like you do.
Yeah, and I was just gonna add, that point was pretty much what I was gonna say. What Keon was saying is you definitely have to apply yourself, and just probably me just trying to turn a negative into a positive. I see it as I do have to apply myself harder. I just don't have time to slip up. I don't have time to really relax, because especially being a business major, if I'm not the only girl in the group, sometimes I'm definitely the only Black person, and then the only Black girl at that. So it is a lot of pressure sometimes, but I mean, I use it to keep me going, to be honest. And then again, my PWI was willing to give me a full ride scholarship, and I had like 2 Black friends. That was enough for me to get into school, and then us find more friends. So it really is what you make it, and you do have to work for yourself and definitely challenge yourself to step outside of your comfort zone and network and meet people, because you can make connections with people that don't look like you, who are still willing to help you, so long as you're willing to help yourself and you're willing to work hard. But yeah.
I see the question. Sorry, we're going to go back up, but I want to answer this question real quick because it's related. Do you have to be Black to go to a HBCU? And the answer is no, you do not. HBCUs are open to all races. You do not have to be Black.
And then Josh just asked, how different is the work or classes from high school versus college?
Can you repeat the question?
How different is the work or classes from high school versus college?
So I can start this one. My high school actually didn't set me up for success when it came to like transferring from high school to college. So I was like, the bare minimum was really like 3 point. I graduated 3.4 GPA, but my 3.4, if you apply that to this school, that's like a low 2.0. So I really had to like buckle down on my procrastination, because I had an issue with procrastinating. I usually set back times to where I had assignments due and do them at the last minute. But it's more so like now you gotta set yourself up for success, and that's about scheduling, making sure that you on time, making sure you got good time management skills. So that was one of the things for me.
Oh, go ahead.
Um, so when I went to Cody, like school was, it was like you turn in an assignment and you would get an A pretty much from just turning it in high school. So when I get to school, when I get to college, I have to actually do the work, like, and it has to be right for me to get the A. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like a big shock for me. Like, and I didn't realize that was going on because I'm in high school. You know, I'm going to this one high school, and I thought this is how it worked. But no, when you get out there, it's gonna be completely different. So kind of forget about the things that you know about high school, besides like the actual what you learn. You know, the math and all that. I'm saying forget about how you did assignments in high school and stuff like that, and just have a clear mind as far as moving forward and getting into those classes that you in college. You know, be prepared to write, and professors, they don't care about how many other classes you got or nothing. They gonna stack that work on top. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be piled on, and they don't care. You're gonna have 10, not 10, I'm over exaggerating. 4 midterms in 1 week. So you're gonna have to be prepared to, you know what I'm saying, to set time aside to actually study and also do the assignments that are due that same time. So just you got to be prepared for that. So forget everything that you knew about high school besides the actual learning part. So.
I went to K.I.D.S, and I wouldn't say that they did a pretty good job, and they even like when I was a freshman, it wasn't required, but it was heavily recommended that we took college classes. So when I started college, I did have like some credits under my belt and kind of got like that experience with some liberal arts classes. I think the biggest thing, like Keon was saying, was having to prioritize your own time because nobody is going to check for you. You're not going to have mom and daddy telling them, oh, you got to do this. And, the outside life, the college life can be, I'm not even going to say overwhelming. It's just a lot going on. Like you might have, I remember I would go to the student center and it'll be like they had a blow up obstacle course like in the middle of the student center, and then across the street across campus they had like a party on the middle of a Wednesday. So it's really the biggest thing I would say is prioritizing your time and setting time aside to get your work done, to go if your school offers study tables. Well, like a lot of organizations do that, especially Greek organizations. That's also good, good little networking thing. But go to study tables, sit around other people who are studying. If you can go party with your friends, but they don't want to come with you to the library, them not the type of people who you want to be around. And yeah, and sometimes it's like the professors, some of them can be like really, really hard on you, not caring. But then I had another professor who we literally all came to class and he said, I ordered a pizza and it's coming, so I'm going to cancel class to go eat pizza. Like it's some crazy, crazy things that happen in college, but keep your head up and prioritize your time because that's really going to carry you a long way. Just having set schedules, doing activity schedules, writing it on a board, letting you see it, phone reminders, like just use your resources and prioritize your time.
Thank you, guys. We have another question. I think that goes right along well with this. David said, I was wondering if any of our panelists were like me and realized they needed to read, to learn and relearn how to study after receiving bad grades. How did you do it?
I'm still doing it. I am still doing it. I'm literally in a group chat with my cohort members, like, how are we supposed to study for this midterm tomorrow? Because I absolutely have no idea. Like be around other people. You figure out what you gonna do, how you gonna study, and compare and contrast it with how other people study. And if you're doing like with a textbook, I know that an easy thing is to try to like read maybe a paragraph or two and then cover it, close your book, see if you can translate it into like layman's terms, into something that you can understand, something that somebody who don't know anything, like if you gonna be reading biology, once you can explain the biology to someone who has no idea what biology is, then you really understand the material. That's like the biggest thing is being able to explain it to somebody who don't know anything about what you know.
And don't be afraid to try everything. I remember freshman year, I literally used to be in the front of the class, like I had thousands of recordings, like, just trying to figure out my how I perceive information. So don't be afraid to try everything. And yeah, that's fine.
Nyla also asked in the chat, are there any former Renaissance students who feel like Renaissance prepared them for the college experience?
I guess this is my time to shine. Hello, everybody. This is Charnay.
Hey, hey.
Hey, Charnay.
So I went to Rennie, and I can honestly say that Rennie did help with getting you ready for college, just because how they're set up is, 7 classes, 6 a day. And with that rotation, it's very beneficial for college and preparing you for the transition into different classes. Now, I will say that be careful on your first semester, because I experienced having, the load of 7 classes and heavy hard work, that I thought that I was going to be able to take on 14 credits my first semester. That was a slap in the face. So just be careful on the amount of credits that you do pile on, and determining by the different classes you do pick will help you strategize that. What else can I say? Other than that, Rennie definitely makes sure that you have your head in the books. So I can say that they are very beneficial in regards to transitioning into college. So good luck.
And then someone else in the chat, we kind of covered it a little bit, but is living on campus worth it? Worth the money, time? Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to get the experience. So being on campus as much as possible is the best way to go. I actually like being on campus because it's a constant balance in a way. Like, you don't get to steer. Your focus don't get to steer, because you constantly are surrounded around people that want to do better, other professors or mentors that you might have that's gonna set you up for paths that you're gonna be on. So my bad, y'all. Background, but yeah, like you surrounded by success. So I feel like if you can get the opportunity to live on campus, you should take the opportunity. Absolutely.
And go to a party, just one. If you just go experience a party, whether you got an HBCU, PWI, community college, go to a party. And it's like, you can decide whether you like it or not. Don't get caught up in them parties. But college parties are definitely a fun experience to just see a bunch of different people. Because college is so easy to get wrapped up in, just like Keon said, just get wrapped up in your studies that you forget that you still live in life. You're still young. You are a young adult. Go be a young adult. Go to the parties. Just one. And then decide if you like it or not. Like I said, don't get caught up, but go to a party. Live on campus if you absolutely can. And if you can't live on campus, get a ride and go to a party.
Yes, I see you said you understand being on campus, but all the walking. Girl, there's scooters. I don't know about everybody else's campus, but it's a scooter or a bike or a skateboard. Yeah, you make it work.
No,
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, like how y'all do all the, like, y'all go to your classes and y'all walk, like do y'all not get in your cars? Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the college life, like, I'm gonna have to do a lot of walking.
You do a lot of walking. It depends on the campus that you go to. For example, I went to Michigan State, but we had bus. There were bus routes. They run every 10 minutes. You get where you need to go. I did take the bus a lot and I walked a lot, but a lot of students also biked. I wasn't one of them. Some students did scooter, but you're okay. You can walk, trust me.
Thanks, Jada.
Yeah, Michigan State was huge. So
Michigan State is huge. So I would definitely say the bus.
If you decide to go there, yeah, you decide to get that, get that good bus pass, or, depending on where your class at, because you might have a class all the way on the other side, and that's a good 40-minute to an hour walk, depending on, how fast you walk or whatever. Mm-hmm. But being able to see the people out there, it kind of, the people influence you to want to be, you see people cycling, you're like, oh dang, I need to really be out here doing that, running and doing all this other stuff. Or like living on campus and you seeing people doing their homework, so you're like, oh damn, maybe I need to pull myself together, and so living on campus is definitely worth it in that aspect for sure. Because when I lived off campus, like I was literally, like everybody's been saying, like, you on your own, ain't nobody telling you what to do and this, that, and the third. Like when you off campus, it's really like that. Like you literally on your own. Like you got to figure out how you about to get to class and Some days you don't want to, you don't even feel like it's snowing or however, whatever school you go to, I don't know. It's a lot going on. You like, oh, I ain't going to class. But when you live on campus, you right there. It's like I have to go. Like it's only up the street, or stuff like that. So it's worth it living on campus, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Yas had a question. Was your professor really hard on y'all when it came to assignments?
I'll go.
Professors, depending on the professors, but most of them can be very understanding depending on the situation. But there's always a markdown system or something like that where they're like, "Oh, we give you 10% off if you turn in late," or some professors are like, "Okay, I really don't care if you had COVID or nothing like that. Like, you gotta still turn in these assignments and all that. So you gotta. It just depends on the person, and that's one thing that HBCUs have is like very understanding. Well, from what I heard from people that go there, they have very understanding professors and stuff like that. I know at Michigan State it wasn't like that. Like 99% of the class turn in their assignment, and then you come with you have a problem issue. They're not really trying to understand you, so you just gotta have some. I know this sound bad, but you do gotta have some good excuses, and you gotta be very thorough on what you pick and choose to not do, or what what I'm saying. Be good with your time and don't procrastinate for real.
Yeah, and also really get to know. Oh,
I'm sorry, I know Malik. He haven't said anything yet, and he was going to add, so just want to give him the floor. Go ahead, Malik.
Yeah.
Sorry, Keon. Sorry.
I was going back to what she just said. Basically, yeah, I had COVID before, so and my professors really only gave me a certain amount of time to do an assignment, and they were very hard because I'm a freshman, so it was just being on my stuff and just getting the work in on time, basically.
Yeah, also I can say what can help that in a way, like Malik, it's like you getting to know your professors, because if they know you as an individual, that gives like the opportunity for them to really give you leeway. Like I'm a prime example. I probably had 2 semesters where I was doing bad, and by me actually engaging in class, actually talking to my professors outside of the office hours, when I did come into that stump where I couldn't actually turn in work, they actually gave me leeway. And then it's all about the time that you actually ask for it. So if you already know that something might come up, or you have difficulties that's stopping you from being proactive, then you need to let them know prior instead of waiting to the last minute when you get caught up. And then also use it to your advantage. Like, don't overuse your privileges neither, because at the end of the day, it's like they the same as us. Like, so they know when you actually using it as a tool than using it when you actually need it. So that was it.
And go to office hours.
Okay. Say a little louder, Jalen. I don't know if everybody heard you or not.
No, professors, they have designated times, like by the university, they have to have like this time to where people can just come through. And so these are called office hours. And go, like, I can't tell you how many times I've been bailed out by just going and kicking in with them, because they be in there bored because nobody come in. You know what I'm saying? And so just go in there and they bail you out for real. So go to office hours.
Great. Okay, but thank you, Jalen. And has anybody on the call played sports during their college experience? Because Josh is just asking what your schedule is like and how you make the balance of sports and academics in college. Any athletes on the call? Yay, nay. Okay, well, I can share what I know how my school does it, Josh, is if you're an athlete, you automatically have to be in like their academic program where you have to go to like tutoring hours after classes, and basically they choose the times that you're going to be dedicated to school. So every school is different, but depending on the athletic program, they may or may not push you to succeed in your academics and kind of make you set aside that extra time. But since we're getting low on time, I appreciate you guys for participating, but we do have some prizes that we want to give out. So one, I'm going to ask a question.
Samaya.
Oh, yes.
We have one more question in the chat box. Do you think we can address that one from Angel? Yep. She said, when it comes to preparing for big tests and quizzes, what are the most effective note-taking skills have you all gained while attending college?
Well, I can add that Jalen said recording the lectures. That's something that's super helpful, especially if you think the class is too fast-paced. You can go over it when you go back to your dorm or wherever.
Study sessions. Befriend people who are in your lecture classes, because sometimes you may not understand something and you miss your professor's office hours, or it's like the night before an exam and some professors be kind of rude and don't want to like answer. I mean, it's not rude, I guess it's their policy, but whatever. But befriend people in your lecture, have group chats, go to the library, go to Starbucks, and just sit and sometimes just talking about it, even if it's not like note taking. But like what I like to do is I'll go through my notes, and then after I finish going through my notes, I'll take notes on my notes. But that's a lot of writing, but I enjoy writing. But I take notes on my notes to see how much I comprehend, and I'll write down something that I still struggle with or something that I just can't remember. But take notes on your notes on your notes.
I'll say if you're like a creative person, what I did was when somebody said it earlier, like basically putting it into your own words, but also drawing it out, like drawing a picture that matches with the definition of whatever, whatever word it is or whatever you're studying. So if you're a creative person, do that too. I mean, you ain't got to be creative, but if you're a visual learner, definitely draw it out. That helped me a lot, especially like with some of my like social science classes and like some certain math classes and stuff like that. So
Maya, do you mind if I make a couple of announcements before everyone heads out?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, just a couple things I wanted to mention. You all know we're a lead agency for Grow Detroit Young Talent, so we are hiring for the summer. I would love to have some of our adult participants that are on the call, and I'm talking about young adult, our alum, come back and work with us this summer. We have 200 positions that we're hiring for this summer, and as in past years, or even more so now, if you are a lead and you can do something special, teach a foreign language, you have a craft or something that you can share with the group, you are paid an additional amount. So in addition to what GDYT is offering, we also pay you a stipend on top of that. So we are looking for summer leads to help with that. Also, if you're still on your college campus or near your college campus, we would absolutely love to bring our young people back and take a visit. And you guys could possibly help us and be tour guides. So if that's something you're interested in doing, please reach out to Jada P. She's on the call. Two more announcements. I know that you all are adults, so although I think GDYT is awesome and we would love to have you over the summer, we also know that you guys are looking for your permanent placements, and we have a connection with Kelly Services, and they are looking to place some of you all. So I think it's IT and digital, maybe marketing and media. Is that correct? Okay, Ms. Kim is nodding her head, yes. So if you have a background in any of those things, they are willing to teach you guys. And that's just solely based on our name, on the developing kids' name. So if that you're interested in that, you can let us know, and Ms. Kim will connect you with the right person at Kelly Services. The last thing I want to mention is, you guys are all on the call. I'm just going to encourage you to reach back. We talked about this in a meeting that we had 2 days ago. If you're working at Ford or wherever, corporate office at Meyer, I'm just naming some places, and you see that they're hiring, we work with young people, and you know how we do things. We're making it our business to train you guys and help you get ready for the workforce. If you think there's somebody that's a good fit that's in the program currently, a college student or a recent grad, reach out to us. Let us know. We'll connect you guys. We're always looking to network and help people find employment. Thank you.